does. Kubernetes is an advanced container orchestration system that automates the deployment, scaling, and management of containerized applications. Configuring resource limits, liveness probes, and horizontal pod autoscaling are essential for ensuring the reliability, efficiency, and scalability of applications running on Kubernetes. Configuring resource limits. Command/example. Breaking it down. In this example, we define a pod with a single container. The resources section specifies the resource requests and limits for the container. The requests section defines the amount of resources that the container is guaranteed to get, while the limits section defines the maximum amount of resources that the container can use. In this case, the container requests 100 MB CPU and 128 MB memory, and is limited to 200 MB CPU and 256 MB memory. Common mistakes. A common mistake is to set the requests and limits too low, which can cause the container to run out of resources and become unresponsive. Another mistake is to set the requests and limits too high, which can cause the container to consume too many resources and impact the performance of other containers. Try this next. Try creating a pod with different resource requests and limits, and observe how it affects the performance of the container. You can use the kubectl command to create and manage pods. Pro tip. In production, it's essential to monitor the resource usage of your containers and adjust the resource requests and limits accordingly. You can use tools like Prometheus and Grafana to monitor resource usage and alert on potential issues. Configuring liveness probes. Command/example. Breaking it down. In this example, we define a liveness probe for the container. The liveness probe section specifies the probe configuration. The HTTP GET section defines the HTTP request that the probe will send to the container. The path and port fields specify the URL and port that the probe will use. The initial delay seconds field specifies the delay before the probe starts, and the period seconds field specifies the interval between probe requests. Common mistakes. A common mistake is to set the initial delay seconds and period seconds fields too low, which can cause the probe to fail if the container takes too long to start. Another mistake is to set the path and port fields incorrectly, which can cause the probe to fail if the container is not listening on the specified port. Try this next. Try creating a container with a liveness probe, and observe how it affects the container's behavior. You can use the kubectl command to create and manage containers. Pro tip. In production, it's essential to configure liveness probes to detect when a container is not responding or is in a failed state. This can help to prevent cascading failures and ensure that the application remains available. Configuring horizontal pod autoscaling. Command/example. Breaking it down. In this example, we define a horizontal pod autoscaler, HPA, that scales a deployment based on CPU utilization. The selector section specifies the label selector that the HPA will use to identify the pods to scale. The min replicas and max replicas fields specify the minimum and maximum number of replicas that the HPA will maintain. The metrics section defines the metric that the HBA will use to determine when to scale. Common mistakes. A common mistake is to set the min replicas and max replicas fields too low or too high, which can cause the HBA to scale too aggressively or not at all. Another mistake is to set the metrics section incorrectly, which can cause the HBA to scale based on the wrong metric. Try this next. Try creating an HBA that scales a deployment based on CPU utilization, and observe how it affects the deployment's behavior. You can use the kubectl command to create and manage HBAs. Pro tip. In production, it's essential to configure HBAs to scale deployments based on the right metrics, such as CPU utilization or request latency. This can help to ensure that the application remains responsive and available under varying loads. Creating a deployment with resource limits, liveness probes, and horizontal pod autoscaling. Command/example. Breaking it down. In this example, we define a deployment that creates 3 replicas of a pod with resource limits and liveness probes. The spec section defines the deployment configuration. The replicas field specifies the number of replicas to create. The selector section specifies the label selector that the deployment will use to identify the pods. The template section defines the pod template. The metadata section specifies the pod metadata, and the spec section defines the pod specification. Common mistakes. A common mistake is to set the replicas field too low or too high, which can cause the deployment to create too few or too many pods. Another mistake is to set the selector section incorrectly, which can cause the deployment to create pods with the wrong labels. Try this next. Try creating a deployment with resource limits, liveness probes, and horizontal pod autoscaling, and observe how it affects the deployment's behavior. You can use the kubectl command to create and manage deployments. Pro tip. In production, it's essential to configure deployments with resource limits, liveness probes, and horizontal pod autoscaling to ensure that the application remains reliable, efficient, and scalable. This can help to prevent cascading failures and ensure that the application remains available under varying loads.